Well, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Andy Hansen here, and welcome to our global associate meeting. We may well have Dan coming on in a minute. We've just completed the webinar with the Asia team, hence why there's a slide here with Dan's picture on. So in his absence at the moment, we will get going for the safety of time. And then as Dan appears, then we can slot him in. And he just wanted to share some information with you, I'm sure. So let's take a look at the agenda. We've also got me here on, I'm proud to say, so we'll be bouncing backwards and forwards. Let's go through the agenda. We've got recognition to look at, we've got renewal fees, Leadership Summit Directors Program, Leo Gold, the Digital Market Service, Leo Crowd, in the news, events and notices. So there's actually quite a lot to get through today, which is good, because it's always good news. It means that lots of things are happening because the business is growing and we've got lots of exciting things going on. So the first one I'm going to be looking at is recognition. So I'm going to ask Miha to deal with this because it's at a level where it really requires one of the board of directors, I think, to talk about it. Miha?
Hi Andy, thanks for that. Hello everybody, delighted to be back from the cruise. Delighted to be with all of you here today. Good, Rachel's here, and there's a couple other Filipino members here who I saw just yesterday in Hong Kong. That feels strange to have been with you all so far away. Yesterday it was an absolutely cracking event, and I was delighted to be there with our Asia Pacific members. It was something I think Andy's going to talk about later in the call, but yeah, it was a great weekend. Lots of very excited members, lots of very excited news. But right now, I want to pass my warmest, strongest congratulations to Saeed Ahmed Nassim. Now he's just gone director. He's the newest member of that club, who welcomed some Asia Pacific members over the weekend into that group. And it's always great to see lots of new directors coming on board. We've had a great influx of them in the last few weeks and the last few months, building on the DMS, building on gold packages. It really has started, the business has really started to turn the corner and achieve massive momentum. So congratulations, Saeed. I'm looking for you on the call, but I can't actually see you. Otherwise, I might have invited you to say a few words. But nonetheless, wherever you are in the world, I suspect you're in Pakistan, obviously. But many congratulations. Delighted for you and delighted for your achievement. Back over to you, Andy.
Thanks, Miha, really appreciate it. And it was such a great weekend, but we're going to talk about that as we get through the call today. So the renewal fee, this may be the first time that you've heard about it, and we need to really look at what it is, why we're doing it, and when it's going to be implemented. Now you'll see on the screen here that it's a renewal fee of £12 a year. So, you know, as an industry standard, you will see direct sales companies that charge anything, you know, up to and over £100 per year. So this isn't really about the money. £12 a year, it's £1 a month, which is neither here nor there, will really help us to ensure that as we go from hundreds of thousands to millions of members, that we can continue to invest in the suite of business support systems that you get, the member back office, the member shop, and all the other lovely things that you get on a daily basis, which I'm sure all of us take for granted, but it's there, it has to be supported, and because we're in a technology space with how we deliver this, obviously there are associated costs. And it also helps us to clean up the database, and it will help you as a leader to be able to see where you're really at with your team. So the renewal fee will be implemented on the 4th of July this year. So for anyone who joined before the 4th of July 2017, then your renewal fee due date is the 4th of July 2018, and it will be the 4th of July every year thereafter. If, however, you're brand new and you've joined us in the last year, so you're still in your first year, then your anniversary date of joining will be when your renewal fee is due. Now, you're going to get a great grace period. The company, the board of directors have decided 6 months, which I think is very generous, and in that period you'll receive emails and notifications and things to remind you that you do need to renew. And if you don't renew, or if a member doesn't renew, either they fail to pay their renewal, then after the 6-month grace period, their account will be cancelled. It will just go. It won't be there anymore. So this is a very, very important message that you need to get out to your teams as a leader, and make sure they understand, firstly, why we're doing it. So it's to ensure that we've got continued support, we can continue to invest as we go from hundreds of thousands to millions of members, but also so we can clean up the database. So we've all got a more accurate picture of how our individual businesses are and how the business is as a whole. So this is something we should all embrace and see as a positive thing. I know nobody likes change, me neither, but we're giving advance notice of it, so plenty of notice that it's coming, so that there's no surprises. And as Leo is always transparent, they're letting you know months in advance before the thing actually happens. So see this as a positive thing, communicate it as a positive thing to your team, and then we'll have a great picture of where exactly we're at each year, because we'll be able to look at our renewals of our existing team and member base, and then set our goals appropriately to be able to achieve a lot more. So that leads us then to the Leaders Summit that's coming up in the United Kingdom. This is scheduled for September, and this is really going to be an opportunity for all of you, wherever you are in the world, not only to visit the United Kingdom and see some of the most probably world famous sites that you've seen on television, things like Buckingham Palace and the Houses of Parliament and Stonehenge and all that lovely stuff. You'll also get to visit the office. We'll have a one-day conference as well, and this really is a top-notch event. It's designed to reward leaders who are really out there, they're loyal to the business, and they're actively building the business as well. And to qualify, all you need to do is recruit a new person and support them and help them reach the rank of associate between the 17th of November 2017 and the 30th of April this year. So you still have time, and there are literally hundreds of you that are so close to being qualified for this that all you need to do is have that extra bit of energy, that extra bit of enthusiasm over the next few days, and you help that new person you introduce to get to associate. They'll be absolutely over the moon, and you'll be excited too, because you'll receive a ticket and you'll be headed over to the United Kingdom for that great exclusive event happening in September. So set your goals, get moving, and you can definitely make it happen. Now, that leads us to the Directors Program. We've been talking about this for a few weeks now, but this is such an important subject. We need to ensure that each and every one of you understand exactly how it works and what you do and don't need to do. The first thing is that to be part of the Directors Program, you obviously need to be qualified as a director or above. And when your network bonus reaches 4,000 in a month, then you are able to then receive an additional £2,000 bonus. Now, this is based on a loyalty and good standing system. And what that means is, as a director, you're loyal to the company, you're working with the company, and you're 100% focused on developing the brand and your own team. And at the same time, you're in good standing. So, you're working with the company and with your team. You're not causing any major dramas or anything like that. So this isn't something that's an automatic thing that all directors will receive, because you need to be in good standing. It's not part of the standard compensation plan. This is in addition to. So if you're a director or above, then you know how to qualify for this. You simply fill in the form, send them back so you can participate in the scheme. And as long as you're in good standing, and as long as you're promoting the business in an ethical way and a transparent way and doing all the things that you should be doing, then you'll receive your bonus. Of course, the good news is that the board decided to add 2 other levels to it. So as you're building towards your network bonus being 4,000 a month, you'll hit 2,000. And at that point, you'll receive an additional bonus, as long as you're in good standing, of £500 for the month. And then when you reach 3,000 network bonus, you can qualify for an additional 1,000 a month. And then ultimately, you'll reach 4,000 network bonus in the month. And of course, then you'll be entitled to receive £2,000 for the month. So this is something that all directors and all aspiring directors should be really focused on, because I don't know of any other direct sales company that does this. This is designed to help support you as you continue to build your business from the rank of director and on up through the ranks, right the way to the dizzy heights of vice president and things like that. So make sure you understand it. Make sure, if you are a director, that you have actually signed and returned the Directors Program contract, because without doing that, then you won't be able to actually participate in the benefits that are offered there. Okay, so that takes us to Leo Gold. Leo Gold, again, we're seeing more growth. Week on week, we're seeing more and more growth with Leo Gold. And it was very exciting over the weekend to be floating around in that enormous cruise ship that we were in the China Sea, I guess, South China Sea, with me here and Bernard and all of the team that was there and the staff from Hong Kong and China, and 1,000 members. And to actually chat to the members off stage about gold and how they're finding it and what they're doing with it. And it's really now starting to turn a corner as regards to the enthusiasm that we're seeing from the members for gold. And it really comes down to what you'll see on the screen now. Members have realized that a 1 month gold pack, 4 month, 12 month, doesn't matter, but one of the gold packs enables a new member joining us to participate in everything that Leo has to offer. And it also means they qualify minimum as bronze, which then means as a member, they're able to then purchase a DMS. And if you actually look at that package as a combo, I don't think you're going to find a package anywhere else on the planet that can meet what that actually entitles you to be able to do, and the opportunity that it gives you as regards to developing a residual income within the Leo system, because it enables you to be in both compensation plans. It enables you to work within something as old and as stable as gold. It also enables you to participate in something as new and as exciting as cryptocurrency. Obviously, education is the backbone to it. I mean, this really is a dynamite package. And this is what we're seeing, particularly in Asia, that the teams there are doing and are using to get the momentum that they've created, which resulted in this event we had at the weekend, where 500 members in the audience were brand new to Leo. So their first ever exposure to a Leo event was aboard a $980 million super yacht, super liner thing, whatever they call the thing, which was absolutely spectacular. As you can imagine, the atmosphere in the room and their excitement about what was in front of them was just out of this world. So if you've not really got your head around it yourself yet with gold and DMS, then just sit down and work it out, draw it out for yourself on a pad, and you'll see why it makes so much sense to be focusing on gold packs as a combo with a DMS. The very first gold limited edition coin is available, as you know, in the back office. If you've got a 12-month gold pack, then you'll get an exclusive offer of 10% discount. If you haven't, you're still getting a great deal, because don't forget, this is a pure gold coin. It's a limited edition, so it has tremendous value and has tremendous future value because of the scarcity of these coins in the future. There's not hundreds of the things being minted. It's a very limited run, and when you purchase yours, and if you're in Mauritius, then it will be presented to you by Dan live on stage. So that would be a great thing to have. Also, it's a great sales tool, because quite often when we speak to people about Leo and what Leo has to offer, you know, they can be slightly skeptical because there's a lot of scams out there, and to be able to pull out a solid gold 1 ounce Leo coin and show them it's just that physical thing that can help you to close the deal when you're talking to a potential new team member. So the call to action for gold: purchase your own Leo gold pack if you haven't, so you qualify for the autosave residual income plan. Revisit your list and make some phone calls, because people may not have been turned on by education or turned on by cryptocurrency or turned on by whatever it was you spoke to them about. Gold could be the thing that tips them over the edge, and they see it as a combination package. Introduce at least 2 new members yourself to gold. Very important that you do that. Help your own team to purchase their own Leo gold packs, and then sign up to autosave when it launches in Mauritius, and make sure that you attend the first Leo Gold Live seminar tour, because it's that training that will license you to be able to market the autosave product. So there's a lot of work that we need to do as regards helping all of our members to get their heads around gold, but also how they're going to market it and how it's going to help them to create that passive residual income, which each and every one of us are looking for. You know, that's why the vast majority of people will join a network marketing company in the first place, because they're looking to get something that's sustainable and continues to grow as they work hard to build their business. So with that, I'm going to hand back to Mihir, because we're now up to a slide for the digital market service, and it's one of Mihir's babies, and it's a very exciting baby. Mihir?
Thanks very much, Andy. So We're rapidly approaching the end of the month, the end of April. You know what that means. If you want your awards, if you want your digital market service reward to start in July, then make sure you buy it before the end of this month. Don't let it miss you out. Don't wait till May, because then you're going to be waiting until August for your reward, and that just feels like a lifetime away to me. So do whatever you need to do. Get your teams moving. Don't let them miss out. If you've brought new people into the business in the last few weeks, this month, again, don't let them miss out on the deadline. If we also remember, there's the UK Leaders Summit deadline as well on the 31st of April. So recruit your people, turn them associates, use this deadline to do it. Use this deadline to get you to the UK. It's a very good deadline. It's something that drives activity every single month, and we want to make sure that you're not missing out, because we don't extend these. We haven't extended this a single time in the last 4 months since we launched the rewards. We never do, we never will. So work to this deadline, work to the end of the month. You've only got 7 or 8 more days to make sure your teams benefit from the digital market service as soon as possible. And of course, if that helps you get to the UK, wonderful news as well. So digital market service going very well indeed. We've had 3 solid months that I've been very pleased about. We've had last month where the Bitcoin market was as bad as it's been for a very long time. We still were able to deliver a solid reward. The first couple of months were incredibly high, and April's, it's looking good. I'm not unhappy with April. You all know me, I would never overpromise anything, but I am fairly positive about what April's looking like. There's still another week of it left to go before we post the rewards for this month, but we're definitely well within our estimates of between 100 and 300 pounds, and I think all of us should be very pleased, given where the Bitcoin and Ethereum market particularly have been this month. This product is working month after month after month, and so we're very happy with it indeed. Okay. Oh, Leo Crowd. Leo Crowd has been developing and growing sort of behind the scenes a little bit, just whirring away, funding businesses, getting projects off the ground. I know lots of members in our Asia Pacific region have benefited significantly from this, and there's people around the world who have now got businesses they would not have had a couple of years ago because Leo Crowd wasn't there to help them fund it. They're launching new projects. They're launching new payment options. They're going to relaunch, I think, a new logo and a new platform in Mauritius. And those of you who are there will hear all about it from David Johnson. Alongside that, they're launching a new avenue for Leo Crowd, a new sort of sub-brand of the business, which is about property crowdfunding. This is about funding new buildings, funding new hotels, funding new mansions all over the world. People who want to fund and investors who want to own part of a building can soon use the Leo Crowd property crowdfunding site to participate in that. And to help launch that idea, to talk to some of the leading people in the industry, Leo Crowd guys held an event last week, and I was lucky enough to speak to that event. And it was about crowdfunding, it was about digital currency, it was about impressing these people in the room who are really big people in property investment, what we're doing, what we're working on, why they need to be part of it, why they need to get on the digital currency revolution, and how that could help their business, especially along with any crowdfunding plans that they have. So this is an article that I think Andy wrote himself, penned by his very own hand. So I'll hand back over to Andy, who can tell us a bit more about it.
Cheers, Miha. It's always exciting to hear all the developments in Leo Crowd and all the other facets of the business. It just shows how diverse the business is, but also how cutting edge it is that, you know, at each global annual conference, there's so many announcements of how each of these projects is moving forward. And particularly with Leo Crowd going into the property arena, I think that's a very big positive step. So looking forward to hearing David's presentation in Mauritius on that one. Yes, I was asked if I'd do an article for the Making Money magazine, which was lovely enough in itself. And thinking about it, I thought, well, I think what I'm going to do is tie together lessons I learned from the legendary Zig Ziglar and how I've seen those lessons that Dan has implemented in his career, and particularly whilst he's been developing Leo. And it was really around passion, perseverance, and a positive mental attitude. And it was great to be able to write something actually about someone like Zig. And in fact, my last ever meeting with Zig shortly before he passed away, and how I could then knit that together with Dan and Leo and what's going on. So it's a great positive article. I encourage all of you to get a copy of the magazine, use it as a sales tool. I think it's the 4th or 5th time that Dan's been featured in the Making Money magazine. And this is something, you know, when we're developing a business and we're looking to build credibility, you know, being able to put down 2 or 3 or 4 different copies of a publication which is independent, it's nothing to do with Leo, and Leo's in it, is a very, very good way to give confidence to people when you're first talking to them about the business. So I really do urge all of you to get a copy of it, and there's some great lessons in there, and also my 10 top tips for achieving your goals are in there, but also they've been put into learnandown.com, so you can see them there as well. But do get a copy of the magazine, because you know it's something you can pass to a prospect and they can actually look at it and flick through it and see Dan's picture, and that's the CEO, and you've met him, and you show him a picture of yourself with Dan, etc. It's all part of your sales kit when you're out there and you're talking to people about Leo and what it has to offer. The other thing, which again is another tremendous sales tool, I think, and I got a copy just before we went off to Hong Kong on the weekend, and was flicking through it on the plane and reading stuff about different cryptocurrencies, is the 2018 standard catalog for cryptocurrencies, proudly sponsored by Leo Coin. So yet again, hat off to me here and the team for ensuring that we're at the front of all of the PR and all of the education in and around cryptocurrencies. And there's 100 selected cryptocurrencies in there. It explains how they are, what they are, and how many coins, what they're trying to do. And, you know, it helps you make sense of it all, really, in a space that, you know, you can get lost in a lot of jargon. It's a great publication. So if you can get your hands on one, I definitely would. Another great sales tool. So when people, you know, might say to you, oh, I've never heard of Leo Coin, what that's about, and then you can bring out this big book, because it is a big book, and show them that we're in there along with things like Bitcoin and all the ones that they maybe have heard of. So another great sales tool, another great advancement for the brand as regards to Leo Coin. Great job with me here there. Leo Coin merchants. You know, it's very, very interesting to see what the Chinese team particularly are doing on the merchant front. And we've seen a real campaign spearheaded by Stone in Canada, and that spread from Canada into mainland China, where me here and I and Bernard and the whole team were on this cruise at the weekend with members who had actually booked their transportation to the docks to get onto the cruise ship using their Leo coins, with a travel agent in mainland China that accepts Leo coins. I mean, how cool is that? When people say, oh, what can you do with it? And can you spend it? And is it real? Well, if you can book yourself a train or a plane ticket or whatever it was to go on a cruise using it, then obviously it is. But it wasn't just a travel company. In fact, I met the owner of the travel company on the cruise ship, because he's obviously become a member. There's food suppliers, there's farmers that are now accepting it, chicken farms, rabbit farms, eggs, you name it. Food-wise, you can pretty much get everything you need to now through the Chinese team and their efforts by bringing on small businesses to the merchant platform. And they're holding conferences and meetings all over the place in China and in Canada as they start educating small businesses as to why accepting Leo coin is a very smart thing to do. And we really, really look forward to hearing more about that in Mauritius, and seeing how all of us around the world can duplicate and copy what they've been doing, so we can do exactly the same thing in our own marketplaces too, because it all helps. The more people that want to use the coin and spend the coin and accept the coin, then the more the value is sure to increase. So let's take a look at that event. It was quite something else, I've got to say, and you know, it actually happened to be my 30th event with Leo in the last year, which is quite mind-boggling in itself. But it was honestly a tremendous event. And in a couple of slides time, I'm going to hand back to me here so he can chat to you about it from his perspective, because he's done a lot more Leo events than I have. But there you can see the ship. It's the largest privately owned super liner in Asia. It cost just under $1 billion when it was launched at the end of last year. Absolutely amazing thing. It was enormous. I mean, you see these things floating around, you know, when you maybe traveling about, you see them in the docks, but it's not till you actually step onto it and you look down, you actually realize the size of it. I mean, it's like a skyscraper on the sea, and you see all the members there that are queuing up. So 1,000 members that qualified. 500 of them were brand new members. So this was the first time they'd ever been to a Leo event. Can you imagine that? And you can see there in the bottom right hand corner a photo of the ship sailing away, you know, as it left Hong Kong Harbour, and some of the teams there. I mean, it just was a great event. Here you'll see on this slide the actual theatre that we had exclusive use of whilst we were on the cruise liner for our main meetings, and you can see it was absolutely packed, as you can see there, totally filled up with teams from the Philippines, teams from Canada, teams from China, and you know, it was just an awesome event, a great energy in the room, a lot of very excited people. I've got to give a shout out to Miho, I really must, because he did a stellar job of communicating the cryptocurrency, the digital world, and all of the things that he heads up to the Chinese and the Filipinos that were in the room. He gave an amazing presentation. I absolutely loved him. And Stone as well, sharing his success formula of how he encourages small to medium-sized businesses to join our team and to come on board and accept the Leo coin and to help us to develop the marketplace. And with that, I'll hand back to me here.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, it was an incredible event. I mean, it was a big blooming boat, a really big boat. That was my overwhelming impression when we saw it. I think it was, what, 19 or 20 stories high or something? And yeah, you felt dwarfed by this thing. But no, what was really cool for me was walking around the boat, being there, and everywhere you looked was a Leo member. Single bar, restaurant, every activity, all the seats by the pool, all the chairs in the rest area, all the restaurants and activities and the theatre. It was just jam-packed with Leo people everywhere. And that's because in a boat with I think 2,000 and a bit max capacity, we had over half of that. Over half of the people on the boat were Leo members, all platinum and above, all familiar with the Leo business, all sharing the same Leo vision as all of you on this call as well. And it was a real special moment for me when you looked, when I was on, I think, one of the upper decks, I don't know, floor 22 or whatever, and looking down onto this boat, and you just see Leo people everywhere, spending time with each other, enjoying each other's company, enjoying the incentive, enjoying the boat. And it was so much better, and such a much better feeling that you get when you just know there's so many Leo members of your family everywhere around you. A real sense of community and family, I think I felt on that enormous boat. It was an absolutely stellar event, and it was great to be able to recognize so many people in the Asia Pacific market, and it was great for all of us that there were so many new people there, so many people who just started their journey in Leo, and what a start, what a journey they've had. I am similarly confident, like Andy is, that before too long we'll be able to take the biggest boat that this company does. The biggest boat they do is a 5,000 person boat, and I am convinced that before too long we'll fill that boat with Leo members from all around the world. We'll fill that boat with Leo members on this call, from Trinidad, from the French Caribbean, from Africa, from Asia, from Finland, where I'm going day off for tomorrow. We're going to fill that boat up, and we're going to have a Leo ship like you would not believe. But this is a cracking start, 1,100 people or so on the boat, and it was an absolutely amazing experience.
Thanks, Miho, really appreciate it. And you know, the other thing about these events, as all of you know, recognition is a vital part of what we do. and to be able to recognize all of the people in the room, because everybody in the room got recognized at some level. 500 new platinums got to stand up and be applauded by the rest of the audience, right the way up through to new directors and marketing directors, etc., and everything in between. We also had the opportunity to recognize 4 ladies that you'll see on the left-hand side of the screen there, who all received their 6-year service award for good conduct and loyalty, etc. So that was a tremendous thing to see. Wendy Lee and Angel and Hua and I want to say Jasmine, I may be wrong. Oh, goodness gracious. But anyway, the lady, Rosie, sorry, Rosie. I don't know where Jasmine came from. Who knows? So that was a very special thing to be at and see those awards being presented. You know, that's something that's very, very special, particularly in this industry. You know, this is an industry where people come and go, and when you get people that were with you for 6 years, they're not hanging around just because they're in love with the logo. They're here because it's hit their heart. It's doing something for them and for their team and for their loved ones that they see as being worthwhile, and they're committed and they're loyal and they respect the corporation. It's a two-way street in that regard. And also on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see many members were receiving very large checks, and not just physically, they were financially large checks, because again, directors and marketing directors and all the other ranks that were being recognized for the first time. In the middle of the screen at the bottom, you'll see Rachel, who's the leader from the Philippines, who brought, I believe it was 60 of her team with her, who had all qualified to come across and to join in with that momentum event. And she's holding up a DHL envelope. You might think, what on earth is that about? Well, that was her gold pack that she'd ordered for herself, because she's a leader. So she leads from the front. She's ordered her own gold pack, and I saw it in the mail ready to be sent to her by DHL. So I grabbed it and I thought it'd be nicer just to give it to her, because I'm going to see her anyway the next day. So she was very, very happy about that too, because she got her gold and got her discount card and all that other stuff. Here you'll see some of the team shots. So teams were taking photos of themselves on different places all over the boat. You'll also see there Bernard, the CFO, who came with us, and that was great, because the team could get to meet him, and he's not someone that's seen a lot at big events or on stage. And, you know, he's one of the quiet executives that's working in the background and making sure that the ship keeps going in the right direction, so to speak. And he just happened to mention, oh, I would really love to meet the dancers. So what happened? He mentioned it, we made it happen. And as you can see here in the picture at the party, he's actually surrounded by the lovely dancers that were part of the act for the show on that evening. And then we really, really ended it with a great party, and everyone was very, very happy. So we're halfway through now the momentum events. We've had the first one in Europe, which was in Istanbul in Turkey. We've now had the Asian one, and we've got 2 to go. So the next one will be Saturday the 26th of May, and that would be Dan Anderson and myself. Tickets for that are only £10, but they are running out. So don't delay. If you're going to go, if you're going to take prospects with you or send team members, then get on with it. Don't procrastinate. Get your tickets ASAP. And that's in the Ivory Coast on Saturday, the 26th of May. And then the final one is the next day, would you believe, on Sunday, the 26th of May in Cameroon. And again, we have limited seats there. We've got the biggest venues we could get, but when the tickets are gone, they're gone. So don't be disappointed. Don't procrastinate. Get your tickets as quickly as is possible. So that leads us on to Global Annual Conference and the first Leo holiday in Mauritius 2018. And for many of you, I can see on the list here who are qualified to go, it's, you know, it's days away, isn't it? You probably already started packing. Do go to the event website and check that you bring everything you need to, what to pack and what you need on your entry cards, and where to meet your hosts and how you're going to get your transfers to the resort, etc., etc. There's lots of information there. It's being updated almost daily. So do make sure that you go there on a regular basis and check the information, because it's going to be the showcase event for 2018. I mean, the cruise was spectacular, don't get me wrong, but Mauritius is going to be something else. Leo has never held a global annual conference of this level in an exclusive resort for this length of time. This is the longest event with the most members that the company's ever held, and it's going to be an absolutely life-changing event. So if you've qualified and you're coming, then do make sure that you're fully prepared and you have everything that you need to ensure that you make 100% of the actual event. Now, moving to Morocco.
Andy,
Oh, yes, sir.
Andy, one sec. I would just jump in as someone who today looked at the Learner Known Mauritius website for the first time in many, many months and saw that on every single day there's a special dress code for the evening, which is something loads of fun that Emma and the team cooked up together, and it really is a reflection of their personality. So we've got the fluorescent clothing night, we've got the karaoke evening, we've got the white night, the blue and white night, the beach wear. There's a bit of a dress code and black tie every single day of the week. Now, obviously, you don't have to participate in the dress code. No one's forced to do anything at all. But I will be, the corporate team will be, lots and lots of our members will be. So do check the dress code. Make sure you pack those clothes so that you can participate on the evenings. If you don't have the clothes, obviously don't worry about it. Don't rush out to the shops or anything. But if you have got the clothes, make sure you pack it, because it'll be add a little layer of fun, Emma tells me, to the evenings out. So I can't wait to see you all there in your various outfits, and I cannot wait to be taking on an entire resort. The first time in Leo history we've ever done that. Every single person you meet there will be part of your Leo family, and that's going to be a great experience for absolutely everyone. So thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Miha. So the executive trip, 5th to the 9th of October, you've got to the 30th of June to qualify as an executive. So plenty of time, but don't wait. Don't leave it to the last minute, because what you do today is what you do tomorrow that drives you towards that rank of executive, and it's going to be in Morocco, which is a tremendous place. I've been there with Miha and Dan for a leadership summit, and we also did a big Discover Leo there, and Miha's been back since and done some other meetings with the teams there. It is an absolute cultural delight. And if you've not been on an executive trip yet and you're thinking, well, what's the point? Do I really want to bother? Then go to the executive website, where we talk about previous events, and you can also see videos there and video testimonials there from your colleagues, people in the team who have already been in and experienced it. You know, you'll be able to see what happened when people went to Nepal and when people have gone to Dubai. So go and have a look. That might help to really solidify your target in your mind that you're going to get this achieved. And we'd like this to be the biggest executive trip the company's ever done. We've got the space, we've got a beautiful resort, and lots planned, lots of exciting things that you're going to experience outside of the training and the support and the networking that you get when you get there. So if you've not been, set your goals today and do the work that's required to get yourselves there. Now, some office closures, because, you know, we all like to have holidays all around the world, some more than others, as you'll see by the list. So we've got office closures because of May Day and all those sort of things coming up. So Turkey, the 1st of May, the office will be closed. UK is closed on the 7th of May and the 28th of May. Outside of that, even with Mauritius going on, it will be fully operational. There's staff there, etc., etc. Canada is open on the closed on the 21st of May. China and Hong Kong will be closed on the 1st of May, and the Ivory Coast are very lucky to be closed on the 1st of May, the 10th of May, and the 21st of May. So just pop those in your diary, because some of those may clash with end of production weeks or end of months and things like that, and we don't want any hiccups with you hitting targets and new ranks because you didn't know the office was going to be closed and you needed some help. So just be aware of that, communicate that to your team, because that's very, very important. So your call to action, before I hand to me here, is the Leaders Summit. This will be a life-changing thing for anybody that goes. This is going to be a real experience, because for one of the few times in the year, this is when the corporate team and all the staff here in the UK get to welcome you to our country and get to show you some of the things we'd like to show you, and you get to experience a different culture, a different place, and see historical things, and just have a great time with other like-minded leaders. We'll do some work, we'll have a conference, but we're also going to have a lot of fun, and we want to show you all the best that England has to offer. Don't forget to buy your own Leo Gold pack, so you qualify for the Gold Compensation Plan, and you also then qualify to go to a Gold Live seminar, so you can become licensed, and you learn the things that you need to be able to market gold. The digital market service is available in your back office by the end of April, and you'll get your first reward in July. And again, you should be using this as a sales tool, because the combo of the DMS with a gold pack is a tremendous proposition. I think it's probably the best combination pack out there in the marketplace. And also, obviously, with the date deadlines, it's another way for you to be able to get your deals closed faster. Use the gold pack and DMS. It's a very, very powerful package. And then finally, buy tickets for any of the events you want to, your team want to, or you want to send your prospects to. You may well have prospects in or near to Cameroon or the Ivory Coast. Then you can send them along. You can get them a ticket. Just let events know, events@welcometoleo.com, that you're sending a prospect along, and we'll make sure that someone there from the team is there to meet and greet them and take care of them and get their questions answered. It's getting into a very busy time of year, and it's getting into the best time of year for you to build your Leo business, because it's this time of year that people start thinking about holidays and getting away and all that sort of thing. And of course, at the back of their mind, they think about how they're going to fund that and how they're going to pay for that holiday that they want to have. And when people have got money on their mind, that's a good time for you to talk about them, about the opportunity that Leo offers them, how they can learn to be the entrepreneur they need to be, to take advantage of all of the different facets of our business, so that they can then go and create a passive income, an income that's based on their effort, rewards that are based on how many people they're prepared to help to break free from whatever it is they want to break free from. So this is a great time of year to talk to people. And with all of the new things you've seen today, like the digital currency book that we're in, like the Making Money magazines that we've been in 4 or 5 times over the last 6 months, these are all great sales tools that add credibility to your story when you're talking to potential team members. So make it happen now. Don't wait for tomorrow. That person you've been putting off calling that's on your chicken list, get them off the chicken list today. At the end of the call, just pick up the phone and call them and say, I've just been on a webinar with my company and we need to get together and we need to chat. So with that, I look forward to seeing a lot of you in a few days' time in Mauritius. It's going to be a great, great event, and I'll hand you back to me here.
Thanks very much, Andy. Great call. Dan Anderson has just joined us on the call, and if you're there, Dan, I'd like to hand over to you to wrap this up, please.
Very good. No, it's a pleasure to be here, and it's great. I was saying on the Chinese call earlier, it's great as the CEO of this company to have such a powerful team now, because between Andy and me here and Bernard and the executive team underneath them and our field leaders, we really have something extraordinary now. And I'm just, I can't tell you how proud I am of what we have achieved here now in 6 years, because we've kind of stood the test of time, and we've had our rocky road, and we've gone forward and we've gone back and we've gone up and we've gone down, but we are here and getting more and more powerful, more and more strong, and more and more, how should I say, consolidated, and we're actually getting a business together, if you like. There are many people that try in the direct selling space. There are many people that try to scam you in the cryptocurrency spaces. But Leo is here still fighting the just and the good fight. And I've been on some absolutely mission critical meetings and things that I'm working on here. I can't actually tell you on this call, because I would have to kill you all, because this is for Mauritius. But we have some things coming through that will be such great news for all the markets. Some of the things that I'm working on and some of the high-level people that I'm meeting now, it will kind of blow you away when I get to Mauritius. So can't say too much about that, but I do want to give special recognition to one of the superstars on our team, because I don't know if you noticed, but there was a 6-year service award that we did on the cruise in the Great Sea of China. And Rosita was there, of course, and Hua and Angel, but there was also Wendy Lee. And Wendy is someone that I've known since she was in her early 20s, and she's She joined Leo, and she actually attended the 2012 event. And that means that she was in Egypt when we launched in front of the Great Pyramid of Giza. And she was there then. And since that time, she has had a rocky road. There has been plenty of stones in Wendy's road. She worked for and was managed by a guy who went a little bit crazy. She was managed by an absolutely crazy woman at one stage, and throughout she's survived, and more than that, she's thrived. She started as our office manager in Hong Kong, built a phenomenal office in Mongkok. We've now done the upgrade, and we have an office now on Hong Kong Island on the main side in one of the most prestigious buildings, well, throughout Asia Pacific, I would say, but certainly in Hong Kong. And this is in no small part due to the unwavering dedication and hard work of Wendy Lee. So we were able to give her some recognition on the cruise, and more than that, because she's been quite young throughout her service with us, we didn't want to, how shall I say this without sounding getting it wrong, but we didn't want to over promote her. Even though she had the confidence, there's kind of sometimes you have to sort of let good wines mature, if I use a Western metaphor. But I'm very, very proud to announce on this call, as we did on the cruise in China to all of the Asia Pacific members, that Wendy Lee is no longer the Deputy General Manager for the Asia Pacific region. She is now the General Manager for Asia Pacific, and this is a recognition and a promotion that is so well deserved, because she is excellent, and she is dedicated, and she is loyal, but more than anything, she cares about the members. She works tirelessly for the Asia Pacific leadership group. She works with Canada teams. She works with teams from all over the world, and not just on the field side, but also on the corporate side. Everyone in the company is sort of will always sing the praises of Wendy, because she's so positive, and she has such a tough job, and she does it with such aplomb, and she does it with such skill and such grace, that I, for one, am fiercely proud to have her as a corporate team member, but I'm even more proud to be able to number her as one of my very, very good and very, very dear friends, because Leo going forward is going to need loyal people like that, because we are now going to the next level, and the next level will be achieved by the people in the organization, not by the CEO, or not by individual people, but by the team, both on the company side and on the field side. And we are blessed because we have such good people all over. I've been very, very pleased to be able to travel around and see some of the activity we've got going on a global level, and it reminds me again and again and again how important our mission is, because we connect people, we connect cultures, we connect people in different religions. We are demonstrating over and over and over and over again that people want to work together, people want to be in business together, people want to build something that is greater than the sum of its parts, and they do it with generosity of spirit, and they do it with humor and good cheer and fun, no matter where they come from. And this, for me, in 2018, is something that, in a small way, we can absolutely be an example of what business can be in terms of how it connects people, in terms of how we can work together, no matter where we come from. Something that the world of politics and business and finance would have you not believe. In Leo, we believe this every day, and we see it demonstrated every day, and we have evidence with this small Leo business that is on the verge of becoming a very big Leo business, with the right philosophy, the right heart, and the right spirit, if you like. So this is Dan Anderson saying thank you very, very much indeed for being on this call from all of the different countries that you're in, and I look forward to meeting all of you, or at least some of you, in Mauritius very, very shortly, and I look forward to sharing that very, very precious time with you in a resort, like Mihir said, that is fully booked for us and for your pleasure and benefit.